Hey everyone, what is going on? My name's MrWombat and welcome back to the channel in my third upload in as many days. Wow, weekly uploads here. It seems like I'm talking about all sorts of stuff at this point. But today it's not a payday video. I'm going to be talking about Rainbow Six Extraction because it was a game I was kind of looking forward to and wanted to see more of E3 2021. And having just streamed the Ubisoft Forward conference on my Twitch page at twitch.tv/MrWombat, I thought I'd share my general thoughts on it because I'm going to do a general E3 video once everything's been talked about that I'm personally looking forward to. But I was thinking about Rainbow Six Extraction in particular, and I had quite a few thoughts on it that I thought actually were enough to warrant its own video. So let's talk a bit about that game. So Rainbow Six Extraction is kind of a spiritual successor slash spin-off to Rainbow Six Siege. It's a PvE game rather than PvP, so it's the same mechanics with a lot of operators carrying over from Siege into Extraction, but you're fighting alien zombie type characters in these map-based missions. It's a bit of a different gameplay mechanic altogether, and it was first revealed at E3 2019 under the name Rainbow Six Quarantine, which has now been changed for pretty obvious reasons. They were using Rainbow Six Parasite as a temporary internal name, and honestly, I kind of wish they'd stuck with that because that sounds better than Extraction in my opinion, but whatever, let's move on. So this game is meant to build upon the Outbreak game mode that took place within Siege for about a month in early 2018 as part of Operation Chimera, where, as I said, you were playing in a PvE game mode, you were clearing out certain objectives and finding certain characters and so on and so forth against these zombies and aliens that were hunting you down in every step of the way. The game mode itself was decent, but I thought it really faltered when it came to loud combat. When you had a lot of these aliens coming towards you, it just didn't really hold up. I feel like the combat in Siege works very well for multiplayer to the point where I'm just not very good at it. But I think when you start to put it against AI enemies, I don't really think it held up quite as well. That's just my opinion personally. And as a whole, I've kind of fell out of touch with Siege in recent years. I used to stream it a lot back when I streamed on YouTube, but I was never very good. As I've said, I kind of was a very casual player, and if I ever did well, it was a shocker, let's put it that way. But with all that being said, having seen the Extraction trailer a few months ago, because I was late to the party and even finding out the game existed, I was very excited to see what they could do. I was hoping they could build on the Outbreak game mode, come up with an interesting premise, and make the game run really well, because I really liked the idea of taking this Outbreak game mode, polishing it a lot more, making the combat feel a bit more fluid and effective in a PvE manner, and putting an interesting game out of it out the door and seeing what it runs like. And so we have Ubisoft Forward, the conference that happened today with E3 2021, where they talked a lot more about the game and showed both a cinematic trailer and also a gameplay deep dive. The cinematic trailer was really good. I can't really say much about that because obviously these cinematic trailers do not represent the actual game content, but it was cool you were seeing that the Rainbow Six Siege operators were coming back together to do these specific missions within this world of Outbreak. And I like that they're continuing on what happened in the Outbreak story. You know, they're suggesting that when they fought the Outbreak zones that they thought they could contain everything, but it spread, as these typical zombie games kind of do. But the gameplay trailer was where I really wanted to make a lot of comments because there was a lot of emphasis on stealth in that trailer, which I'm very appreciative of. As I've said now, I don't think loud combat worked very well, and we didn't actually see any loud combat really in this trailer, or at least not very much of it, so there's no way to really know if they've improved it since Outbreak, but because there was so much of an emphasis on stealth and picking your targets and taking out enemies quietly, that really began to pique my interest. Because with Siege's combat system, I feel like that's a much smarter move with a game like Extraction. Being able at any point in time to take an entire area in stealth and pick off aliens one by one, rather than letting them overwhelm you because you haven't got another choice, is a much better move, and I really like that they're trying to emphasize that. The aliens themselves, the Archaeans, I don't know quite how they said it, I think it was Archaeans, but they had all different versions of them and all different types of units and things, as you do typically see in these zombie games, which normally puts me off, to be honest. I'm a very simple zombie fan. I like just a game where you shoot standard zombies and it doesn't get too complicated, but in this, I like the different classes, I like how they work, I think they're interesting different enemy types. But yeah, the gameplay really did have me quite interested. I wasn't exactly hooked or in love with it, but looking at the way they were trying to present the game, even though it was, you know, basically just Rainbow Six Siege with a new lick of paint and in a PvE style instead, for what it was, it looked really good. Progression had me very interested though, because obviously now you're taking this Outbreak game mode and making it into a full game. You can shape progression around those missions and unlock certain abilities and weapons that, you know, may be familiar to Siege players, but are very much designed with these aliens in mind. So they showed, for instance, Sledge using his sledgehammer to go round a wall and jump an alien from behind, that kind of thing. I like the idea that a lot of the abilities and progression are honed around the new setting and around these new maps and enemies, etc. Progression is a very important thing, especially with a game like this, so I'm interested to see how that all plays out in-game itself. But one thing that did concern me was they made a point out of saying that if the mission goes wrong at any point in any of the missions you play, you will actually lose progress and upgrades. You won't just fail the mission, things you've earned in the past will go with it. And look, I get it in a way, because with a game like Rainbow Six Siege, you need to make it feel tactical, and the way to make it feel tactical is to add stakes stakes and add tension, and if you know you could lose stuff, you're gonna play things more carefully, because you're gonna do your absolute best to make sure you don't fail a mission, to make sure you don't screw anything up, and that by extension, you don't lose any upgrades. But by that same token, if you're caught out in a stupid mistake, if a teammate lets you down by being an absolute moron or trying to troll you, if there's any kind of game-breaking bugs, or if, quite simply, you just want to play a bit more casually and don't really feel like focusing 100% on the game, you just want to play it a bit more in a chill way, and you fail, you're losing stuff. That's not a rewarding way to play the game. I don't think in any game losing your progression and upgrade should ever be a game mechanic. But the main point of contention I have beyond the progress, and the main thing that is responsible for the title being what it is the price. While I was watching this whole press conference and I was talking to the chat about it, I knew in my head, I thought, Ubisoft are going to try and charge this like it's a AAA game. Even though it is the same combat as Siege, it looks the exact same, it's carrying over the same characters, it's based upon a literal free mode that was part of Rainbow Six Siege. Surely they wouldn't charge full price for it. Surely they'd make it £30–40 and not 60. Nope. It's £60. They expect you to pay full price for it. And immediately that had me going, okay, I think I'm good. It's really sad because there was a lot in that reveal that got me quite interested in the game. Like I said, the stealth combat and the way the progression seems a bit more backed towards this style of game, even if losing things when you fail is pretty bad, which it is. Seeing the price be £60 just does not feel warranted at all. Nothing in that gameplay reveal said to me that this is a game that you're going to get nearly as much time out of as you would out of Rainbow Six Siege. And it's kind of a slap in the face when, as I've said, it's literally a clone of the combat from Rainbow Six Siege with the same characters. There's not a lot new being presented here. They took a free mode and expanded it into its own game, which as a concept is fine. But you can't charge full price for that, really? Seriously? If it had been £30 or £40, I probably would have bought it. Genuinely, I would have gone for it. I would have seen what the game was like. But for 60, it just means there's one less game I have to buy when it comes out, which, you know, kind of suits me because the game comes out like 4 days before Life is Strange True Colors, and I'm definitely buying that. You can't stop me on that one. But I've got a video coming for that at some point soon, so I can share my thoughts on that game in a bit more detail after the E3 conference for that that's happening tomorrow. Which, by the way, I will be streaming alongside Xbox and Bethesda, so if you want to check that out, go follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/FreeRealEstate. But that about sums up my thoughts on Rainbow Six Extraction. I wanted to just talk about it a bit in general and just kind of ramble a little bit, because I've seen a few more videos like this recently, and I quite like what I've been doing with Payday 3 and just doing a bit more of these low-key videos where I just talk to the camera and overlay bits of videos. So I'm really enjoying this video style at the minute, and I hope that's coming across to you guys and that you guys are liking it too. I just like being able to sit and talk about other games as well. You know, Mass Effect Legendary Edition's video did a lot better than I expected, and so I thought, you know, if there's a game I want to talk about that isn't Payday, I'll just do it. So if you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you are new around here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It's quick, it's free, and I'll always love you for doing so. I'll be back very soon with a new video. It'll probably be my E3 thoughts video next. I'll wait until the whole conference is over before I make that video, even though really everything I want is happening tomorrow. I'll just wait and see if anything else interesting is revealed after that, so I can talk about everything in one go. But for Extraction, there's a lot to like about the reveal, but there are just a couple of things that are just a bit too alarm bell ringing for me, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not sure. But let me know in the comment section below, what did you think of the Rainbow Six Extraction reveal? Did you even watch it? Do you even care about the game? Let me know. If you watched it, do you think it's going to be good? Are you going to buy it? Do you think it's too expensive? Does anything about the game worry you or interest you? Let me know all of that and more down in the comment section below. But thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all very soon with the brand new videos. Until then, look after yourselves, stay safe, and thank you very much for watching. See you all soon.